Blood 29. Bafflement. This is bad, really bad. How did you have a conversation with people again? I don't know. It's rare for Goshijin-sama to actually talk in the first place. And when she's drunk, it's like she doesn't even hear what I'm saying and just unilaterally monologues. Without using hypnotism, it's been so long since I've actually had a normal, sane conversation that I've forgotten now. Still, it's good that I mentally prepared in advance to use a haughty tone that doesn't appear condescending. But is this working? He's not thinking I'm being strange, right? It seems like I might have been able to fool him that I'd forgotten his name, or rather his entire existence. While pretending to be reading the book, I glance up at the Oni Wrath. He's reading with a serious expression, so it seems that he's not worried about my situation. If that's the case, then I'm angry that he's acting like I don't even exist. Though it's good that I voluntarily proposed to read the book because it's hard to continue the conversation. It's awkward for the silence to continue like this. Besides, what's with this book? This is Goshijin-sama we're talking about, so she probably wrote the book because she hates to talk, but comparing the effort involved to make a book and the effort involved to talk, it should be more difficult to make the book, though. If you're going to intervene, then we could both be a bit more taciturn, though. When it's one-to-one, isn't it unnatural to not answer something that must be heard no matter what? Complaining to someone who isn't here will get you nowhere, though. I'll read the book for now. Let's see, Shiro-chan's basic skills course? I should praise you for this amazing ability to kill any enthusiasm to read it any further at the very first page. As I've come to expect from Goshijin-sama, in terms of being able to make me irritated, she's best in the world indeed. What's this, aiming to play up your cuteness when normally I don't even have any of the slightest bit of civility? Are you messing around? Not good, not good. I should read it properly. A skill that is transforming the part of the soul is in order to easily draw out the power of the soul that all living things possess. Yeah, huh? Therefore, a skill is equivalent to being part of the soul, and the more skills you gain, the greater the amount of the soul becomes usable. By itself, the soul is a natural limit, which leads to a limit on the number of skills that can be retained as well. But in order to forcibly mature the soul beyond those limits, there exists in this world a system that increases the number of skills. There should be immensely important things written here, yet his emphasis next to every letter is a little motif of a spider that's wildly dancing or something, so I can't concentrate on the words. However, in contrast to those normal skills that only transform no more than the surface region of the soul, there exist some special skills that transform the inner region of the soul. These are the 7 deadly sin skills and the 7 virtues skills, commonly called the ruler skills. 7 deadly sins. My envy is also one of those, right? The wrath skill has that wrath has, too. It's a bit late, but I guess I should mock his naming sense for calling himself Wrath, shouldn't I? Because the ruler skill transforms the inner region of the soul, a comparison can be made to the effects that the skills have on the owner. 1. The effects of the skill itself are powerful. 2. Each skill has an impact on the owner's personality. 3. The more it's used, the more the soul is eroded. Therefore, unless the usage of the ruler skill is avoided, then before long the personality would be completely taken over. Wait a second, I've not heard this important information before. If it's used, your personality will be taken over? That skill erodes your soul. Just like that Oni, don't use it if you don't want to lose sight of yourself. I recall the words said by the man in black when he barged into my fight with Wrath. Then this is what he was referring to? In that case, Wrath had his soul taken over by Wrath? Or perhaps he was holding out on the brink of being taken over? This time I take a good look at Wrath. He's still seriously reading the book as before, and not paying any notice to me. That indicates just how important the contents of the book are to Wrath. In other words, it's because he's experienced it himself, huh? It's not somebody else's problem for me either, because I have the skill of envy after all. So this is what Goshijin-sama meant when she said not to use this skill. I've always thought this, but your words are way too brief. If you'd explained things properly, then I wouldn't have used it. There's 4 possible countermeasures. 1. Don't acquire a ruler skill in the first place. 2. Abstain from using the skill. 3. Tough it out with guts. 4. Put effort into heresy resistance skill and acquire heresy nullify. The third one is ridiculous, so I'll ignore it. Finally... Wait, what was the third one? Tough it out with guts. Finally, I've understood the reason why Wrath and I were made to meet this time. Heresy resistance counteracts against negative effects that would directly interfere with the soul. With Heresy Nullify, the power of attacks from within the system can be also nullified. That applies equally to the ruler's skills. To be able to freely exercise ruler's skills while keeping the negative influences to a minimum, this method is the most suitable. In short, she's telling both Wrath and I to raise our heresy resistance together. The book does continue, but the rest can be left to later. Do you have a moment? What? This guy, he's not even raising his face despite me calling out to him. You've got some nerve. Proficiency requirements met. You've gained the skill Dignity level 1. I acquired some kind of skill, it seems, but I'll look at it later. Do you possess heresy magic? I do. I see. Then shoot the weakest one at me. Uh-huh. Wrath finally raised his voice. Oh, could it be that you cannot understand the book? I'll go with some slightly disparaging words. As if he really doesn't understand, Wrath makes a puzzled expression. The sense of superiority sure is nice. I'm the one who understands what Goshijin-sama wants to say. Naturally, I've not been together with her since a baby for nothing. There's still many things about her that are impossible to understand, though. In short, to suppress the effects of the ruler's skill, heresy nullify must be acquired. I'm telling you to strike me with heresy magic in order to acquire it. This time, Wrath makes an understanding expression, but it looks like there's something he doesn't understand still. Haha. Okay, yeah. So they're gonna power level together. Yeah, fight and train and bounce magic off of each other to raise resistances and raise magics and get more powerful and better so that they can go kill the other guy. Yeah. Cool.